This title is presented to you by Soundlibra.com. For more audiobooks like this, click the link in the description or visit our website at Soundlibra.com. Welcome to the Bedtime Blueprint. Ready to transform your nights?
Absolutely, Alex. This series explores intentional evening rituals for better sleep.
Before we dive in, just a quick note that while we're exploring wellness and sleep habits, this content is for educational purposes and isn't medical advice. Always consult a professional for health concerns. But sticking to our topic in the Bedtime Blueprint, evening rituals for better sleep, we'll see how small changes impact your well-being.
It's amazing what we can improve by consciously winding down. Many of us just let our evenings happen.
Exactly. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's a fundamental pillar of health, yet often neglected. When did you last truly feel rested?
Oh, a rare gem. Usually it's a slow crawl and a coffee search. I know I'm not alone.
You're not alone. Sleep deprivation impacts everything from thinking clearly to serious health issues. But it doesn't have to be this way.
So, where does this blueprint begin? What can listeners expect?
We'll start with the science of sleep itself, exploring why we need it and why your evening routine is crucial for quality rest. We'll demystify sleep biology.
So, it's not just willpower, there's real science to understand.
Absolutely. Then we'll move to crafting your personal sleep sanctuary. We'll explore how your bedroom environment, light, sound, temperature, helps or hinders sleep. We want to create a haven for rest.
A haven for rest. I love that. Many treat bedrooms as multipurpose rooms.
Precisely. And we'll discuss screens. The digital detox is vital. We'll cover how devices impact sleep and offer practical strategies to reclaim your evenings. This has been a game changer for me.
My phone is already protesting, but you're right, it's a necessary conversation. What else is next?
We'll explore the benefits of gentle movement. Think yoga, stretching, or a calm walk. Activities that signal it's time to slow down. This is mindful movement.
And what about our minds? Many find thoughts racing when trying to sleep.
That's where mindful moments come in. We'll introduce techniques like meditation and deep breathing exercises to quiet mental chatter and promote calm. These are accessible tools for soothing your mind.
So, we're addressing the physical and the mental. What about processing the day?
Excellent question. We'll also dedicate time to reflection. Journaling can help you unburden your mind and process emotions. We'll explore making it a positive, stress-reducing habit.
And you mentioned gratitude earlier. How does that tie into sleep?
Gratitude is a powerful perspective shifter. By focusing on what we're thankful for, we retrain our brains to see the good, leading to a more peaceful state at bedtime. It transforms your outlook.
It sounds like a holistic approach to sleep hygiene. What about those comforting bedtime routines?
We're definitely going there. The art of a warm bath or shower is classic for a reason, and we'll explore how it physically prepares your body for sleep. We'll also look at nourishing your body with sleep-promoting snacks and drinks.
This is a wonderfully comprehensive guide. So, after exploring all these elements, what's the final step?
The final step is putting it all together. We'll guide you through creating your personal bedtime blueprint, helping you integrate these rituals into a cohesive, sustainable routine that works specifically for you.
That personalization is key. And what if things don't go perfectly?
Absolutely. We'll have an episode dedicated to overcoming sleep obstacles and troubleshooting common issues. Knowing how to adapt your routine is crucial for long-term success.
This is so valuable. It feels like we're not just talking about sleep, we're talking about enhanced living.
That's the ultimate goal, Lisa. We want to guide listeners toward the long-term benefits of consistent, quality sleep. Energized days, improved focus, better mood, and overall enhanced well-being.
So, the overarching goal is to create a lasting connection with restful sleep through intentional evening practices.
Exactly. Over the next 13 episodes, We'll equip you with the knowledge and tools to build a bedtime routine for truly restorative sleep.
I'm excited to dive in. So, for those listening now, get ready to explore how preparing for sleep can unlock a more vibrant you.
Indeed. And in our next episode, we'll be diving into the fascinating science of sleep, why it matters more than you think. Next episode, the science of sleep, why it matters more than you think. Welcome back to the Bedtime Blueprint. Let's explore the science of sleep.
Science shows sleep is an active, vital process. Why is sleep so incredibly important?
Sleep's core purpose is restoration and repair. Your body is like a city needing nighttime maintenance. During sleep, tissues are repaired, muscle is built, and proteins are synthesized. It's also vital for hormone regulation. For instance, growth hormone, important for cell repair, is mainly released during deep sleep.
So, it's not just about feeling less tired. Our bodies are actively healing. That makes sense.
Exactly. And it's not just physical. Sleep is critical for cognitive function and mental health. While you sleep, your brain consolidates memories, processing the day's information. It's like a librarian organizing books, deciding what to keep and where to store it. This memory consolidation is vital for learning and problem solving.
That's a great analogy. So, to learn and remember better, we need good sleep. What about our mood? I know I'm not pleasant when sleep deprived.
You've hit on a key point. Sleep deprivation impacts our emotional regulation, increasing irritability, anxiety, and potentially contributing to depression. During sleep, your brain processes emotional experiences, helping you cope with stress and maintain a more stable mood.
It sounds like sleep is the foundation for everything else we want to achieve.
Precisely. Now, to understand how this happens, let's look at the different stages of sleep. We cycle through these stages multiple times a night, broadly falling in a non-rapid eye movement, or NREM sleep, and rapid eye movement, or REM sleep.
NREM and REM. Can you break those down?
Certainly, NREM sleep has stages. Stage 1 is light sleep as you drift off. Stage 2 is deeper, with slower heart rate and lower body temperature. Then comes Stage 3, deep sleep or slow wave sleep. This is where much of the physical restoration occurs, tissue repair, immune system boosting, and growth hormone release.
So, deep sleep is where the heavy-duty repair work gets done. And REM sleep? That's the stage for dreaming, right?
Absolutely. REM sleep is fascinating, characterized by rapid eye movements, increased brain activity, and vivid dreaming. While NREM deep sleep handles physical repair, REM sleep is thought to be crucial for cognitive functions like learning, memory consolidation, and emotional processing. It's like your brain defragmenting and processing emotional data.
So, we need both NREM for physical repair and REM for mental processing. It's a whole system.
It really is. And this cycle is governed by our internal biological clock, the circadian rhythm. This roughly 24-hour cycle regulates sleep-wake patterns, hormone release, and body temperature.
The circadian rhythm. Tell us more.
Think of your circadian rhythm as your body's master conductor. It responds to light and darkness. Light signals your brain to wake up. As darkness falls, your brain releases melatonin, the sleep hormone, signaling your body to prepare for sleep.
So, the dimmer it gets, the more melatonin is produced, helping us feel drowsy. That's why screens with blue light can interfere, right?
Precisely. Disrupting this rhythm, with irregular sleep schedules or light at the wrong times, can throw off your sleep quality and overall health. Consistency is key. Going to bed and waking around the same time reinforces a healthy circadian rhythm.
So, to recap, Sleep is vital for physical restoration and cognitive/mental health, including memory, learning, and emotional regulation. We cycle through NREM sleep, deep sleep for physical repair, and REM sleep for cognitive and emotional processing. All this is regulated by our internal circadian rhythm, influenced by melatonin and sensitive to light and darkness.
That's a perfect summary. Understanding this science is the first step towards valuing our sleep and making it a priority. By respecting our body's natural sleep processes, we create a foundation for more effective evening rituals.
It really does feel foundational. Knowing why motivates us to actually do the rituals.
Indeed, with this scientific grounding, we're ready for the next crucial element, your sleep sanctuary. We'll explore how to make your bedroom a haven for restful sleep in our next episode. Next episode, crafting your sleep sanctuary, environment for rest. Welcome back. Last time we covered the science of sleep. Now, let's craft your sleep sanctuary.
We're focusing on optimizing our bedrooms for rest. Our environment has a huge impact on sleep quality, as we learned.
Exactly. Your bedroom should be a dedicated haven for sleep and relaxation. It needs to signal to your brain that it's time to wind down.
And one of the most important signals is light. Why is darkness so critical for sleep?
It's all about melatonin, a hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Darkness boosts melatonin production, while light suppresses it. Even dim light can interfere.
So, we need to make our bedrooms as dark as possible. What are some practical blackout solutions?
Blackout curtains are excellent for blocking external light. Heavy, dark drapes can also help. Don't forget to cover small lights from electronics like alarm clocks or chargers with tape or special covers.
Good tip. Now, what about temperature? Finding that sweet spot can be tricky.
Temperature is a key factor. A cooler room helps your body's natural temperature drop, which is essential for falling asleep.
What's the ideal temperature range?
Generally, between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 to 19 degrees Celsius is recommended. Experiment to find what feels best for you. Comfortably cool.
That makes sense. So, darkness and a cool temperature are essential. What about sound? How do we handle noise disruptions?
Noise can definitely disrupt sleep. If you can't eliminate it, try masking it with a consistent sound. White noise machines are popular for this, as are fans or nature sounds.
So, it's about creating a steady, calming soundscape rather than absolute silence?
Precisely. A consistent sound can prevent sudden noises from waking you. The goal is a sound that's soothing, not distracting.
And does the visual appearance of the room matter?
Absolutely. A cluttered room can increase feelings of stress. Tidying up your bedroom before bed can create a more peaceful, visually calm space.
Clearing physical clutter seems to help clear mental clutter too. What about the comfort of our bed itself?
Comfort is paramount. Your mattress and pillows should offer good support. Choose bedding materials that feel good to you, like breathable cotton or linen. Comfortable, cool sheets and an appropriate duvet or comforter are also important.
So, crafting a sleep sanctuary involves a holistic approach. Darkness, cool temperatures, calming sounds, a clutter-free space, and comfortable bedding.
Exactly. We're creating an environment that actively supports sleep by minimizing distractions and providing the right cues for rest.
To summarize, we're aiming for: first, deep darkness. Second, a cool room, around 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Third, consistent, soothing sound like white noise. And fourth, a decluttered, visually calming space with comfortable bedding.
That a perfect recap, Lisa. Optimizing these environmental factors builds a strong foundation for better sleep, reinforcing our understanding of sleep science.
It feels like we're truly building a better sleep habit from the ground up. What's next for our bedtime blueprint?
In episode 4, we'll tackle the digital detox. We'll explore how to reclaim our evenings from screens, which can significantly impact our ability to wind down.
That sounds like a really important topic for many of us.
Indeed. In the next episode, we will explore the digital detox. Thanks for listening. Welcome back to the Bedtime Blueprint. Last time, we explored how to craft your ideal sleep sanctuary. Today, we're tackling the digital world's impact on our ability to wind down.
Screens. Phones, tablets, TVs, computers, they're everywhere. It's easy to get swallowed up by scrolling or just one more episode. So, Alex, how do these screens actually sabotage our sleep?
It's primarily because of blue light. Electronic screens emit a lot of it. Our bodies are very sensitive to light. It's how we regulate our internal clock, our circadian rhythm. When we're exposed to blue light, especially in the evening, our brains think it's still daylight.
So, our brains get this signal that it's daytime when we're trying to prepare for bed? That's the opposite of what we want.
Precisely. The hormone that tells our body it's time to sleep is melatonin. Blue light significantly suppresses melatonin production. Think of melatonin as your body's natural sleep now signal. When screens block or reduce this signal, our brain says, nope, still awake. This makes falling asleep harder and can reduce sleep quality.
That makes perfect sense. It's a constant tug of war between wanting sleep and our screens telling our brain to stay alert. So, what can we do? We probably can't just ditch our devices entirely.
Chuckles. While tempting, there are more practical steps. The first is a digital detox, intentionally reducing or eliminating screen use for a period before bed. We're creating a buffer zone, a transition time between your last screen interaction and turning out the lights.
A buffer zone. I like that. How long should this buffer be?
A good starting point is at least 30 minutes, but an hour or even 2 is even better if possible. This gives your brain time to calm down and your melatonin levels to start rising naturally. During this screen-free time, you can do other relaxing activities that signal to your body it's time for rest.
Okay, so no phones, tablets, or TV for an hour or more before bed. What are some good replacement activities?
There are many wonderful options. You could read a physical book. Engaging in light stretching or gentle yoga is great. Listening to a calming podcast or audiobook at a low volume, like this one, can be very soothing. You might also try a relaxing hobby like knitting, drawing, or even tidying your space to create a sense of peace. The goal is to shift your focus from stimulating screen content to activities that bring you tranquility.
Those sound like much more peaceful ways to end the day. What about screens we absolutely need to use, perhaps for work or essential communication? Are there ways to make them less disruptive?
Absolutely. Most modern devices have settings to reduce blue light. You've likely seen options like night shift or night mode. These change the screen's color to warmer tones, emitting less of that sleep-disrupting blue light. It's a good idea to enable these settings, especially for evening use.
I've seen those. I'll definitely make sure mine are turned on. So, to quickly recap, the blue light from screens tricks our brains into thinking it's daytime, suppressing melatonin and making sleep harder. The solution is a digital detox, creating a screen-free buffer zone before bed.
Precisely. And during that buffer, we choose calming, non-digital activities. It's about consciously disconnecting from the digital world to reconnect with ourselves and prepare for rest. Think of it as creating a personal oasis of calm away from constant notifications. This intentional winding down is crucial for preparing your mind and body for sleep. Building this consistent routine and this digital detox is a fundamental part of it. By reducing exposure to stimulating content and harsh light, we let our natural sleep-wake cycles take over again.
It really highlights that sleep preparation starts long before we get into bed. Making these small, conscious changes can have a big impact.
They truly can. Remember, consistency is key. The more you practice this digital detox, the more natural it will feel, and the more you'll notice the benefits of a more peaceful, unwinding process. It's about reclaiming your evenings, not for endless digital consumption, but as a precious opportunity to nurture your well-being and prepare for deep, restorative sleep. So, start with that 1 hour tonight and see how you feel tomorrow morning. You might be surprised by the difference.
I'm certainly going to try it. It's about being more mindful of how we spend our time and how it affects our health.
Exactly. Next episode, we'll explore the benefits of gentle movement and how incorporating it into your evening routine can further enhance your sleep. Next episode, winding down with movement, gentle evening exercises. Welcome back to the Bedtime Blueprint. Last time, we explored the importance of a digital detox. Now, we're diving into movement.
Movement. I usually think of winding down as being still, but I can see how some gentle activity might help ease physical tension.
Exactly, Lisa. It's not about intense workouts. We're talking about gentle, intentional movements designed to release physical tension and signal to your body that it's time to relax.
So, how does physical movement help us prepare for sleep? It seems like it might energize us.
When we're stressed or have been sitting for long periods, our muscles can become tight and hold on to tension. This tension can keep our nervous system on alert, making it harder to sleep. Gentle movement helps release that tension. It encourages blood flow and can subtly lower your heart rate and breathing, preparing your body for rest.
Mindful movement. So, what kind of movements are we talking about? I'm not suggesting jumping jacks.
Absolutely not. We're focusing on simple, restorative practices. Think about gentle stretching. We're looking for movements that feel good and help release tight spots.
Okay, that makes sense. Releasing tension sounds like what my shoulders and neck need. So, what's the first step?
The first step is awareness. Before you move, take a moment to notice where your body feels tight. Is it your neck, your lower back, your hips? Often, we carry stress in these areas without realizing it.
Awareness first. So, I should pay attention to my body and where it feels tense. Got it. And then, what do we do?
Then, we introduce deliberate, gentle movements. One of the simplest is the cat-cow pose. You can do this on your hands and knees or even sitting. You inhale and gently arch your back, and exhale as you gently round your spine, tucking your chin.
Oh, I think I've seen that. So, you arch on the inhale and round on the exhale. It feels like a gentle release for the spine.
Precisely. You're moving your spine through its natural range of motion. This helps lubricate the joints and release tension built up from sitting.
And we should do that a few times, right?
Yes, absolutely. Aim for 5 to 10 repetitions, moving slowly and breathing with each movement. Another excellent movement is a gentle forward fold. You don't need to touch your toes. If you're standing, hinge at your hips and let your arms hang. If you're sitting, do the same from your chair. Just let your upper body drape forward.
So, for the forward fold, I'm just letting my body relax and hang forward. That sounds much more achievable.
Exactly. And for those who might have knee issues or prefer to stay in bed, even simple leg stretches can make a difference. Lying on your back, gently draw one knee toward your chest, holding it for a few breaths, then switch legs. This helps release tension in the hips and lower back. Another great one is a gentle supine twist. Lying on your back, Let your knees fall to one side while keeping your shoulders on the ground.
These all sound so accessible. It's not about needing special equipment or being incredibly flexible. It's about listening to your body. When you mention the supine twist, I imagine my lower back getting a gentle release.
That's a perfect way to think about it. We're encouraging release and relaxation. Another category of gentle movement is mindful walking. This isn't a brisk walk. It's a slow, deliberate stroll, perhaps around your home, really focusing on the sensation of your feet on the ground, the rhythm of your steps, and your breath.
Mindful walking. So, noticing each step, the feeling of the ground. That's a beautiful way to transition from the busyness of the day to a more peaceful state. It sounds like these movements are all about connection.
You've hit the nail on the head, Lisa. These aren't just physical exercises. They're tools for mental and emotional preparation for sleep. By engaging in gentle movement, you're actively signaling to your brain it's time to slow down. I'm releasing the day's stresses.
So, to recap what we've discussed about winding down with movement, we start by becoming aware of where our bodies hold tension. Then, we introduce gentle, intentional movements like the modified cat-cow for spinal mobility, a gentle forward fold to release the back and hamstrings, knee to chest stretches and supine twists for hip and lower back release, and even mindful walking to connect with our bodies.
That's a fantastic summary, Lisa. The key takeaway is that movement before bed, when done gently and mindfully, is a powerful ally for better sleep. It's about easing physical tension, calming the nervous system, and creating a sense of peace in your body. Remember, it's not about exhaustion, it's about release.
Release. I love that. It's such a positive and achievable goal for our evenings.
Indeed. And remember, starting small is perfectly fine. Even 5 minutes of gentle stretching can make a notable difference.
Thank you, Alex. This has been incredibly helpful. I'm really looking forward to trying some of these out tonight.
Wonderful. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Next time, we'll move from physical relaxation to mental calm as we explore mindful moments and introduce meditation and deep breathing techniques. Welcome back. Last time we covered gentle evening exercises. Now we tackle mindful moments, meditation, and deep breathing.
Right, Alex. We've focused on a peaceful environment and ditching screens. But what about our own racing thoughts? Meditation and deep breathing are fantastic tools for calming that mental chatter.
Absolutely. Think of your mind like a busy highway. At night, you want to reduce the traffic. Meditation and deep breathing act as gentle traffic controllers, slowing things down and guiding thoughts to a calmer place.
So, Alex, for a beginner, what exactly is meditation? It can sound a bit overwhelming.
That's a great point, Lisa. Meditation isn't about emptying your mind completely. It's about training your attention and awareness. It's about noticing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. We're not trying to stop thinking, but to observe our thoughts without getting carried away.
Observing without judgment, like watching clouds drift by, rather than trying to catch them all?
Exactly. A simple meditation practice can start with just a few minutes. Imagine finding a quiet, comfortable spot. Sit in a chair with your feet on the floor or on a cushion. Gently close your eyes or soften your gaze.
And then what? Do we just sit there?
In a way, yes, but with a focus. We bring our attention to our breath. Just notice the feeling of the air entering your body and leaving your body. Don't try to change your breathing at all. Just observe it. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest or abdomen.
Okay, I can picture that. So, we're focusing on the breath. What happens if my mind wanders? Because mine definitely will.
That's the most important part to remember. Lisa, your mind will wander. That's what minds do. When you notice it has wandered off, perhaps to what you need to do tomorrow or something that happened earlier. That's a moment of awareness. That's the meditation. Don't get frustrated. Simply acknowledge the thought and then gently guide your attention back to your breath. Think of it as a gentle tug, not a forceful shove.
A gentle tug back to the breath. I like that. So, a basic meditation is focusing on the breath and gently returning when our minds wander. How long should someone try this for?
To start, even 5 minutes can make a significant difference. Consistency is more important than duration. Doing 5 minutes every night is far more beneficial than doing 30 minutes once a week. You might find that over time, you can gradually increase the duration.
That sounds achievable. What about deep breathing techniques? I know breath work is often talked about, but there are so many different kinds.
There are, and the beauty of deep breathing is that it's accessible anytime, anywhere, and it has immediate physiological effects. When we're stressed or anxious, our breathing often becomes shallow and rapid. Deep, conscious breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, our body's natural relaxation response. It tells your body it's safe to calm down.
So, it's like a direct pathway to feeling calmer.
Precisely. One of the simplest and most effective techniques is called diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. Most of us, when we breathe shallowly, are using our chest. For deep breathing, we want to engage our diaphragm, the muscle below your lungs.
How do we do that?
Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly, just below your rib cage. As you inhale, try to push your belly out against your hand. Your chest hand should move very little. As you exhale, let your belly fall naturally.
So, the hand on the belly should move more than the hand on the chest.
Exactly. Let's try it. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling your belly expand. And exhale slowly through your mouth, letting your belly gently fall. Do that a few times. Notice the difference in how your body feels. You might feel a sense of settling.
Yes, I can definitely feel a difference. It's making me feel a bit more grounded.
That's the power of intentional breathing. Another very popular technique, especially for winding down, is called box breathing or square breathing. It's quite simple and rhythmic. You inhale for a count, hold for a count, exhale for a count, and then hold again for a count.
Like a box with 4 equal sides?
That's an excellent analogy, Lisa. You got it. So, let's try it with a count of 4. Inhale gently through your nose for 4 counts. Now, hold your breath for 4 counts. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 4 counts. And hold your breath out for 4 counts.
This is really calming. The rhythm is very soothing. It gives you something structured to focus on, which diverts your attention from anxious thoughts.
Precisely. The structure of box breathing helps to regulate your heart rate and your nervous system. You can adjust the counts to 4, 5, or even 6 as you get more comfortable, but keeping them equal is the essence of the box.
So, to recap, we've introduced meditation as an awareness practice, focusing on observing thoughts without judgment and gently returning our attention, often to the breath. We've also looked at diaphragmatic breathing to engage our relaxation response and box breathing for a calming, rhythmic approach.
That's a perfect summary, Lisa. These mindful moments, whether it's a short meditation or a few minutes of deep breathing, are powerful additions to your evening routine. They help to quiet the internal noise that can keep us awake. By practicing these techniques, you're not just preparing for sleep, you're cultivating a greater sense of peace and presence.
It's about giving our minds permission to surrender and rest, just like we're preparing our bodies.
Exactly. In next episode, we'll explore how the simple act of reflection through journaling can further enhance this peaceful transition into sleep. Next episode, the power of reflection, journaling for a peaceful mind. Welcome back. Last time we covered gentle movement for sleep. Now let's discuss journaling.
Journaling. I remember feeling overwhelmed with thoughts and scribbling them down helped. So, Alex, how exactly can writing things down before bed promote better sleep?
The core idea is that our minds often race at night, replaying events, worrying about the future, or getting stuck in a loop. This is often called rumination. Journaling acts as a powerful tool to externalize those thoughts, getting them out of your head and onto paper. Think of it like clearing out your mental inbox before you try to relax. When you write down anxieties or even just the day's events, you're giving them a place to reside outside of your active thought processes. This can significantly reduce the mental chatter that keeps us awake.
So, it's like an external hard drive for our worries and thoughts? Get them off the main processor so it can shut down for the night.
Exactly. That's a great analogy. And it's not just about dwelling on the negative. Journaling can also be about processing the positive or simply organizing the day's information. When we process our experiences, especially challenging ones, we can make sense of them. This act of making sense can bring a sense of closure to the day, which is incredibly conducive to sleep. You're not just passively letting thoughts drift through your mind. You're actively engaging with them and finding resolution, or at least a pathway to understanding.
I can see how that would bring a sense of calm. But for someone who has never journaled before, or maybe feels like they don't have anything important to write about, where do they even begin? It can feel a bit daunting.
That's a very common feeling. And it's important to remember that there's no single right way to journal. The goal is personal reflection, not producing a literary masterpiece. We can break down different approaches. One simple method is a brain dump. You simply write down whatever comes to mind without censoring yourself. Set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes and just let the pen move. This is excellent for getting those racing thoughts out.
A brain dump. I like that. No judgment, just get it all out. What else?
Another approach is gratitude journaling. This shifts the focus from potential problems to things we're thankful for. Even on a difficult day, there's usually something to appreciate, whether it's a warm cup of coffee, a moment of quiet, or a kind word from a friend. Listing a few things you're grateful for can elevate your mood and shift your perspective away from stressors. This mental shift is powerful for promoting relaxation.
That's a wonderful idea. Focusing on the good can really change the emotional tone of your evening. What about processing specific events or emotions?
For that, we can look at reflective journaling. This involves asking yourself guiding questions. For example, what was the most challenging part of my day, and how did I handle it? Or, what went well today, even if it was small? You can also explore feelings. How did I feel at different points during the day, and why? This kind of guided writing helps you dissect your experiences in a constructive way. It helps you learn from your day rather than just letting it pass by.
So, we have the free-form brain dump, the positive focus of gratitude journaling, and the more structured reflective journaling. That covers a lot of ground. What about the practicalities? Do you need a special notebook?
Not all. Any notebook will do. Some people prefer a beautiful journal to make the experience feel more special, but a simple spiral notebook or even loose leaf paper works perfectly fine. The key is to create a consistent habit. It's helpful to have your journal and a pen readily accessible in your evening routine, perhaps on your bedside table. The consistency is more important than the aesthetics.
And how often should we be doing this? Is it every single night?
Ideally, yes. Like any habit, the more consistent you are, the greater the benefits. However, if you're just starting, aiming for a few nights a week is a great goal. The important thing is to make it a part of your winding down process. Perhaps you do it after your evening hygiene routine, just before you settle into bed. It becomes a signal to your brain that it's time to transition from the day's activities to a state of rest. This predictability can be very calming.
So, to recap, journaling before bed can help quiet a racing mind by externalizing thoughts, reducing rumination, and providing a sense of closure. We've discussed three main approaches: the brain dump for getting everything out, gratitude journaling for shifting to a positive mindset, and reflective journaling with guided questions for processing specific experiences. All you really need is a notebook and pen, and consistency is key to making it an effective part of your bedtime routine.
That's a perfect summary, Lisa. By taking just a few minutes to write, you can profoundly impact your mental state, clearing the way for a more peaceful and restorative night's sleep. It's about actively curating your thoughts and emotions before you close your eyes, rather than letting them dictate your sleep quality. Remember, the goal is not perfection, but practice that leads to peace.
It sounds like a really accessible and powerful tool for anyone looking to improve their sleep. Thank you, Alex.
You're most welcome. In next episode, Cultivating Gratitude, exploring how focusing on what we're thankful for can further enhance our sleep and well-being. Welcome back to the Bedtime Blueprint. Last time, we explored reflection and journaling to calm our minds. Today, we're cultivating gratitude to shift our perspective for restful nights.
Gratitude. It sounds simple, but for many of us, especially when stressed, it feels like a big leap from worried to thankful.
That's a great point. Cultivating gratitude is a practice. It's about intentionally shifting your focus. Think of your mind as a garden. If you only focus on the weeds, the problems, that's all you'll see. But if you tend to the flowers, the things you're thankful for, those will bloom.
I like that analogy. So, how does focusing on thanks help us sleep better?
It tackles the problem from a few angles. Gratitude fundamentally shifts your emotional state. When you're grateful, it's hard to feel anxious or angry. Gratitude activates brain areas associated with positive emotions. This shift away from negative rumination is crucial for winding down.
So, it's a mental antidote to stress. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, we acknowledge what's right.
Precisely. Gratitude also helps us reframe our day. We often focus on to-do lists and challenges. Gratitude encourages pausing to notice the good things, no matter how small. Did a colleague offer a kind word? Was your coffee delicious? Did you enjoy a quiet moment? By acknowledging these, you create a more positive narrative for your day, which carries into your evening.
That makes sense. It's about appreciating the present moment and the good things we overlook because we're focused on what's next or difficult.
Exactly. And this leads to the third benefit. Gratitude can help reduce stress hormones. Studies show practicing gratitude can lower cortisol, our body's stress hormone. High cortisol can interfere with sleep. So, a more grateful outlook can calm your nervous system.
Wow, so it has a physiological effect as well as a psychological one. It's not just a nice feeling, it's beneficial for our well-being and sleep.
Absolutely. Now, you might be thinking, how do I do it? Journaling is a fantastic tool for gratitude. Dedicate a section of your journal to listing 3 to 5 things you're thankful for each night. They don't have to be grand. They could be as simple as a comfortable bed or a delicious meal.
So, it's not about finding monumental reasons to be thankful, but acknowledging everyday blessings.
Precisely. Another simple exercise is the gratitude pause. Throughout your day, and especially in the evening, consciously take a moment, perhaps when you notice something pleasant or even when a challenge arises, to mentally acknowledge one thing you're thankful for. It might be the warmth of the sun, a moment of quiet, or a supportive friend. Just a brief, intentional acknowledgement.
That's a powerful way to integrate it without it feeling like another chore. It's about building that awareness.
It is. You can also try a gratitude mantra or affirmation, something simple you repeat to yourself. For example, I am thankful for the peace within me, or I appreciate the blessings in my life. Repeating these phrases can help reprogram your mind to focus on the positive.
I can see how that would be helpful if your mind is prone to negative loops. It offers a countermessage.
It really does. Remember when we discussed the importance of creating a buffer zone between your day and your sleep? Practicing gratitude is a perfect way to fill that buffer zone with positive energy. Instead of replaying the day's frustrations, you're actively cultivating appreciation. This mental shift helps signal to your body and mind that the day is ending and it's time for rest.
So, to summarize, cultivating gratitude helps us sleep better by shifting our emotional state away from stress, reframing our day to focus on the positive, and reducing stress hormones. Practical ways include gratitude journaling, gratitude pauses, and affirmations.
You've got it, Lisa. It's about actively nurturing a positive mindset. And as we build our bedtime blueprint, remember that each of these practices, from our sleep sanctuary to mindful movement, meditation, reflection, and now gratitude, work together synergistically. They all contribute to creating an optimal internal and external environment for sleep. Focusing on what we're thankful for is a gentle, yet incredibly powerful way to end our day on a calm and appreciative note.
It's a wonderful skill to practice. I feel inspired to be more mindful of what I'm grateful for this evening.
Excellent. And that mindful appreciation is exactly what we need as we prepare for rest. Next episode, the art of the warm bath or shower. Welcome back to the Bedtime Blueprint. Last time, we explored cultivating gratitude. Today, we're diving into the art of the warm bath or shower.
Oh, I'm so glad we're talking about this, Alex. A warm bath is one of the ultimate ways to melt away stress, but why does it actually help us sleep?
It turns out there's a fascinating physiological reason. Our body temperature naturally drops a little as we prepare to fall asleep. Think of it as a signal to your brain that it's time to power down.
So, a warm bath helps create that temperature drop? That seems counterintuitive.
It does. But here's the magic. When you step into a warm bath or shower, your body's temperature rises. This elevated temperature then triggers a response where your body works to cool itself down. As you get out and your body temperature starts to fall, it mimics the natural drop that happens before sleep. This cooling effect can actually help you feel drowsy and ready for bed much faster.
Wow, so it's like giving your body a head start on the natural sleep process. And we're talking about the temperature of the water itself, right? Not too hot, not too cold?
Precisely. Aim for comfortably warm. Think around 100 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit, or 38 to 40 degrees Celsius. You don't want to scald yourself, but warm enough to feel your muscles begin to relax. This warmth can also help increase blood flow to your extremities, which further aids in the cooling process once you're out of the water.
I can already feel myself relaxing just thinking about it. Beyond the temperature, what else makes this such a good pre-sleep ritual?
It's all about engaging your senses in a calming way. Think about the sensation of the warm water, the steam rising, and perhaps even adding in some aromatherapy. Scents like lavender are particularly well known for their calming properties. They can help quiet a racing mind and promote a sense of peace.
Lavender is my go-to. I love a few drops of lavender essential oil in my bath. It's like bottling tranquility. Are there any specific ways to enhance the experience?
Absolutely. You can incorporate gentle stretches. Imagine slowly rotating your neck or gently rolling your shoulders. These small movements, combined with the warmth, can release any lingering tension stored in your muscles. It's a beautiful way to transition from the physical demands of the day to a state of rest.
So, it's not just about passive soaking. It's about actively engaging in a soothing, mindful way. I suppose a shower can be just as effective, even if you can't soak.
That's right. While a bath offers submersion and often more time for relaxation, a warm shower can still provide significant benefits. The key is to make it a deliberate part of your routine. Instead of rushing through it, take a few extra minutes. Let the warm water cascade over your shoulders, focusing on the sensation. Again, you can use aromatherapy with oils or scented soaps. The steam itself can be very comforting.
I often find myself thinking about my to-do list in the shower. I need to consciously redirect my thoughts.
That's a common challenge. The trick is to bring your focus back to the physical experience. Feel the water on your skin. Notice the warmth. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back to the present moment. It's a form of mindfulness in action, similar to what we discussed with meditation, but grounded in a physical sensation. If a bath is your preference, dimming the lights and perhaps playing some soft, instrumental music can further enhance that sensory calm.
It's interesting how something as simple as a bath or shower can have such a profound effect. It ties back to what we've been building throughout the series, creating a holistic approach to sleep. We've addressed our environment, our evening activities, our mindset, and now our physical comfort.
Exactly. And remember, this is all about creating a consistent, enjoyable ritual. The goal is not just to get clean, but to signal to your body and mind that it's time to wind down. By creating this bridge between wakefulness and sleep, you're setting yourself up for deeper, more restorative rest. We've seen how movement can release physical tension, and now we're enhancing that by using warmth and sensory input to deepen that relaxation.
So, to recap, a warm bath or shower is beneficial because the warmth raises our body temperature and the subsequent cooling down signals to our brain that it's time to sleep. It also allows us to engage our senses, touch with the water, smell with aromatherapy, and even incorporate gentle movements to release muscle tension. Doing this mindfully helps us detach from the day's stresses and prepare for a peaceful night.
You got it. It's a simple yet powerful tool in your bedtime blueprint. It's about creating a moment of self-care, a pause before sleep that actively contributes to your overall well-being and sleep quality. Next time, we'll delve into the final piece of our physical preparation puzzle, nourishing your body with sleep-promoting snacks and drinks. Next episode, nourishing your body, sleep-promoting snacks and drinks. Welcome back to the Bedtime Blueprint. Last time, we explored the soothing power of a warm bath or shower to help us wind down. Today, we're diving into something equally important for our sleep, nourishing our bodies. We'll be discussing sleep-promoting snacks and drinks and what to avoid before bed.
That's right, Alex. It's easy to think of sleep as just being tired. But what we put into our bodies, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime, can make a huge difference in how well we sleep. It's like preparing a comfortable bed. You want the right materials, right?
Exactly, Lisa. And our bodies are no different. Think of it this way. Your digestive system is still working, even when you're trying to relax. If you give it a heavy meal or something that stimulates you too much, it's going to send conflicting signals to your brain. Your body is busy digesting, not preparing for rest.
So, we're aiming for foods and drinks that are gentle on the stomach and might even contain natural sleep aids. What are some of those natural helpers?
One of the most well-known and effective is chamomile tea. Have you ever had a cup, Lisa?
Oh, absolutely. It's so calming. I always associate it with feeling peaceful.
And that's no accident. Chamomile contains an antioxidant that is thought to bind to certain receptors in your brain that may decrease anxiety and initiate sleep. It's a wonderful, natural way to wind down.
Beyond tea, what about actual foods? Are there specific things we can snack on?
Yes, absolutely. Many experts recommend foods that contain nutrients that the body uses to produce serotonin and melatonin, both of which help regulate sleep. Magnesium is a mineral that plays a role in sleep quality.
Okay, so where can we find these sleep-supporting nutrients in our diet?
Good question. Lean proteins like turkey or chicken can be good in small portions. Dairy products are also fantastic sources: milk, yogurt, and even cheese. Many people find a warm glass of milk before bed to be very soothing, and that's partly because of the sleep-supporting compounds it contains.
That makes so much sense. My grandmother always swore by a warm glass of milk. And I've heard about almond milk in this context too. Is that right?
That's right. Almonds themselves are a good source of magnesium. So, a small handful of almonds, or even some almond butter on a small piece of whole wheat toast, can be a good option. Other nuts and seeds like walnuts and pumpkin seeds are also rich in magnesium.
So a little bit of protein, some nuts, maybe a piece of whole grain toast. That sounds like a sensible snack. What about fruits?
Fruits can be really beneficial. Bananas, for example, are a good source of nutrients that help relax muscles. They also contain sleep-supporting compounds. Tart cherries or tart cherry juice are another excellent choice. They're one of the few natural food sources of melatonin.
Tart cherries, that's interesting. I might have to try that. So, to recap what we can have, chamomile tea, a small portion of lean protein like turkey or chicken, dairy like milk or yogurt, a handful of nuts such as almonds or walnuts, perhaps some whole grain toast, and fruits like bananas or tart cherries.
You got it. And the key here is moderation. We're talking about light snacks, not full meals. The idea is to gently support your body's transition to sleep, not to overload your digestive system.
That's a crucial distinction. Now, what should we be avoiding? Because I imagine there are things that are definite no-nos.
Oh, absolutely. The biggest culprits are stimulants like caffeine and heavy, fatty, or spicy foods. Caffeine is a stimulant. It can stay in your system for several hours, keeping you alert when you should be getting drowsy. So, that afternoon cup of coffee, or even some types of tea like black or green tea, should be avoided.
And that applies to chocolate too, doesn't it? Sometimes people don't realize chocolate has caffeine.
Exactly. So, midnight chocolate cravings should probably be satisfied much earlier in the day. Besides caffeine, heavy, fatty foods are hard to digest and can lead to indigestion or heartburn, which will definitely disrupt your sleep. Think of fried foods, rich desserts, or large portions of red meat.
And spicy foods?
Spicy foods can also cause indigestion and raise your body temperature, which is the opposite of what you want when you're trying to fall asleep. It's generally recommended to avoid them within a few hours of bedtime. And to reiterate, large meals in general should be avoided close to bedtime. Give your body time to digest properly before lying down. Ideally, try to finish your last significant meal at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to sleep.
So, in summary, for our pre-sleep nourishment, we want to choose items that are gentle, natural, and support relaxation. Things like chamomile tea, bananas, tart cherries, and small portions of lean proteins or dairy are great choices.
And we want to steer clear of stimulants like caffeine, whether that's in coffee, tea, or chocolate, as well as heavy, fatty, or spicy foods that can cause digestive upset. Large meals in the hours before bed should also be avoided. It's all about creating a peaceful internal environment to match our external sleep sanctuary.
It really is. It's about being mindful of what we're putting into our bodies and how it impacts our ability to rest. This nourishment aspect ties in beautifully with the earlier discussions on creating a relaxing environment and winding down our minds and bodies.
It certainly does. We're building a comprehensive approach to better sleep. So far, we focused on creating our sleep sanctuary, managing our digital life, incorporating gentle movement, practicing mindfulness and meditation, reflecting through journaling, cultivating gratitude, soothing ourselves with warm water, and now, nourishing our bodies from the inside out.
It's quite a journey. And next time, we'll be bringing it all together to create our very own personalized bedtime blueprint.
That's right. So, for episode 11, we'll be focusing on architecting your personal bedtime blueprint, putting all these wonderful elements into practice.
Sounds like a crucial step. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. See you then. Welcome back to the Bedtime Blueprint. We've explored many incredible tools to help you achieve deeper, more restful sleep.
We've talked about creating the perfect sleep sanctuary, the impact of screens, gentle movement, mindful meditation, journaling, gratitude, soothing baths, and even sleep-friendly foods. It's a lot.
Exactly, Lisa. Now it's time for the most exciting part, putting it all together. This is where we translate all that knowledge into your very own personalized bedtime blueprint. Think of it as your unique roadmap to winding down and preparing for sleep.
So, we're not just giving a one-size-fits-all prescription, right? It's about figuring out what resonates with each listener.
Precisely. The goal here is to create a routine that feels natural, enjoyable, and most importantly, effective for you. Remember the core pillars we've discussed: preparing your environment, calming your mind, and nurturing your body. Your blueprint should touch on all three.
Okay, so how do we begin building this custom plan? It feels a bit overwhelming with all these options.
That's a great point. Let's break it down. First, revisit your sleep sanctuary. What environmental elements are non-negotiable for you? Is it a completely dark room? A specific temperature? Perhaps a white noise machine? Identify the one or two things that make the biggest difference in your comfort.
For me, it's definitely making sure the room is cool and dark. Even a sliver of light can disrupt my sleep. So, blackout curtains and a good fan are my top priorities.
Excellent. These are your foundational environmental anchors. Now let's move to the mind. We've explored meditation, journaling, and gratitude. Which of these, or perhaps a combination, calls to you? You don't need to do them all every night. The key is consistent practice of something that helps you detach from the day's stresses.
I find journaling really helps clear my head. Just writing down my thoughts, even the mundane ones, helps them stop swirling around when I'm trying to sleep. Sometimes a quick gratitude list in there is nice too.
That's a powerful combination, Lisa. So, your mind prep might involve 10 to 15 minutes of journaling. Now, for the body, we talked about gentle movement and soothing rituals like baths. What feels most accessible and relaxing to you as you get closer to bedtime?
A warm shower is my go-to. It's quick, simple, and really helps me transition out of work mode. I don't always have time for a full bath, but a shower is always doable.
There you go. So, a potential blueprint for Lisa looks like this. First, ensure the bedroom is cool and dark. Then, dedicate 10 to 15 minutes to journaling, perhaps including a short gratitude list. And finally, a relaxing warm shower. See how we're weaving together these elements?
I do. It feels much more manageable when it's presented like that. It's like choosing your favorite ingredients for a recipe.
Exactly. And here's a crucial point. Your blueprint is not set in stone. It's a living document. You want to experiment. What if journaling for 15 minutes feels too long some nights? Maybe 10 minutes is perfect. Or what if you find that a gentle stretching routine before your shower feels even better?
So we should try it out and then adjust as needed. It's an iterative process.
Precisely. Think of your first blueprint as a hypothesis. You test it each night. Does it help you feel calmer? Do you fall asleep more easily? Do you wake up feeling more refreshed? Pay attention to the signals your body and mind are sending you.
And what if something isn't working? Do we just throw the whole thing out?
Absolutely not. Instead, identify which part of the routine might be the culprit. Perhaps your chosen calming activity feels rushed or creates more pressure. Or maybe the timing is off. Remember, consistency is key. It's better to have a slightly imperfect routine that you do consistently than a perfect one that you only follow sporadically.
That's a really important distinction. So, it's about finding a balance that feels sustainable for the long haul.
Yes, And don't be afraid to incorporate elements from different episodes that particularly resonated with you. If you love the idea of a sleep-promoting snack, weave that in. If you found the mindful breathing exercises particularly effective, make those a regular part of your wind down.
So, to recap, we're building our personal bedtime blueprint by first, identifying our essential environmental elements for a sleep sanctuary. Second, choosing a mind-calming activity or activities that help us feel peace. And third, selecting a body-soothing ritual.
And the crucial next step is to actually implement it, observe how it feels, and be willing to make small, consistent adjustments. Your blueprint is your personal guide to making evenings a time of peaceful preparation, not a stressful hurdle. It's about giving yourself permission to prioritize rest.
It's empowering to know we have the tools and the flexibility to create something that truly works for us.
Absolutely. This personalized approach is what transforms good advice into lasting habits. So, your homework for this episode: sit down, reflect on what we've covered, and jot down your initial draft of your bedtime blueprint. What are your non negotiables, your chosen commerce, and your favorite body soothing rituals?
And we'll explore how to troubleshoot and stick with it in our next episode.
That's right. Next episode: overcoming sleep obstacles, troubleshooting your routine. Welcome back to the Bedtime Blueprint, your guide to crafting the perfect evening for deeper, more restorative sleep. We've explored creating a sleep sanctuary, the power of digital detox, mindful movement, and calming rituals.
And last time, Alex, we learned how to weave all those practices into a personalized sleep blueprint. It was all about putting together our unique evening routines.
Exactly, Lisa. We've built the house, and now it's time to talk about what happens when a storm rolls in or a pipe bursts. Because life isn't always a perfectly flowing evening ritual.
So today we're troubleshooting. We're tackling those pesky sleep obstacles that can derail even the best laid plans. What are some of the biggest challenges our listeners might be facing?
One of the most common, and perhaps the most frustrating, is the classic inability to fall asleep: insomnia. You do everything right. You're in your cozy bed, you've had your herbal tea, you've done your deep breathing, and your mind is still racing.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well. It's like your brain decides bedtime is the perfect time to rehash every conversation you've ever had or plan out your entire to-do list for tomorrow. So, what's the advice for those nights when sleep just won't come?
The first thing to remember is to stay patient and compassionate with yourself. These nights happen, even to the most dedicated sleep enthusiasts. When you find yourself staring at the ceiling for more than 20 minutes, the key is not to force it.
So, you don't recommend just lying there and willing yourself to sleep?
Not at all. In fact, that can often make it worse. Instead, gently get out of bed. Go to another room, dimly lit, and do something quiet and relaxing. Read a physical book, listen to calm music, or do some light stretching. The moment you feel a wave of sleepiness return, then head back to bed. The goal is to associate your bed with sleep, not frustration.
That makes sense. You're breaking the cycle of seeing your bed as a place of struggle. It's like telling your brain, okay, my bedroom isn't working right now, so I'll go somewhere else until I'm actually tired.
Precisely. And it's important to avoid mentally checking the time. Watches are the enemy on these nights. The less you focus on how much sleep you aren't getting, the better.
That's a great reminder. Another obstacle I imagine people face is inconsistency. Maybe they have a solid routine on weekdays, but then weekends or travel throw everything off. How can they handle those disruptions?
Consistency is truly key when it comes to sleep, but life happens. For weekend disruptions, try to keep your sleep and wake times within an hour or so of your weekday schedule, if possible. If you do sleep in a bit later, try to get some natural sunlight soon after waking to help reset your body clock.
So, not a complete free-for-all on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Exactly. And for travel, it's about minimizing the impact. Before you go, gradually shift your sleep schedule closer to your destination time, if you can. Once you arrive, expose yourself to light at the appropriate new times. And consider bringing elements from your bedtime routine with you, your favorite pillowcase, a calming scent, or a journal. These familiar anchors can help ease the transition.
Those are very practical tips. What about external disruptions? Things like noisy neighbors, a partner who snores, or even just unexpected late-night calls or responsibilities.
External disruptions can be incredibly challenging. For noise, good quality earplugs can be a game changer. White noise machines or apps can also help mask disruptive sounds by providing a consistent, soothing background hum.
I've heard good things about white noise. It's like a blanket of sound that smooths over the sharper noises.
That's a perfect analogy, Lisa. And for other unexpected events, like a late night emergency or a sudden obligation, try to get back to your routine as quickly as possible afterward. Don't let one disrupted night turn into a week of bad sleep. Sometimes it's about damage control and then recommitting to your blueprint.
It sounds like the common thread through all these obstacles is a need for flexibility and self-compassion. It's not about perfection, but about persistence.
Absolutely. Building a healthy sleep habit is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs. The key is to learn from those disruptions, adjust your approach if needed, and never give up on your efforts. Think of your bedtime blueprint not as a rigid set of rules, but as a flexible framework designed to support you.
So, when an obstacle arises, we don't see it as a failure, but as an opportunity to refine our blueprint and learn more about what works best for us, even when things aren't ideal.
Precisely. It's about resilience. And remember, you've already put in the work to create a personalized routine. Trust in that framework and have faith in your ability to navigate through these challenges. We're all human, and a little imperfection is perfectly normal. In the next episode, we'll explore the incredible long-term benefits of consistently prioritizing your sleep. Next episode, the long-term benefits, energized days, and enhanced well-being. Welcome back to the Bedtime Blueprint. This is episode 13, and we're examining the amazing long-term benefits of improving our sleep.
It's true, Alex. We've talked so much about crafting the perfect bedtime routine. Now it's time to look at the bigger picture and understand why this is so important for our lives.
Exactly. For weeks, we've been building this bedtime blueprint. But when you consistently put these principles into practice for months on end, that's where the magic truly unfolds.
So, when we talk about long-term benefits, what are we really looking at?
It's so much more than just feeling less tired. The most profound benefit is a significant increase in daily energy levels. When you're getting consistent, quality sleep, your body and mind recharge. This means sustained energy throughout the day. You'll be less likely to hit that afternoon slump and more motivated to tackle tasks.
That makes sense. It's like your internal battery is fully charged every morning instead of running on fumes.
Absolutely. This leads directly to enhanced cognitive function. When you're well rested, your brain performs at its peak. This means improved focus and concentration. You'll find it easier to pay attention, stay on task, and absorb new information. Problem solving becomes less of a struggle, and your decision-making abilities sharpen.
I've definitely noticed that. When I'm sleep deprived, my mind feels foggy. But after a few good nights of sleep, I feel like I can conquer anything.
And that clarity extends to our mood. One of the most significant long-term benefits of good sleep is the positive impact on our emotional well-being. Chronic sleep deprivation is linked to irritability, stress, and anxiety. Conversely, with consistent quality sleep, you'll find yourself feeling more balanced and optimistic. Your resilience to daily stressors increases.
So, it's not just about physical energy, but emotional resilience too. It sounds like consistently following our bedtime blueprint is truly a form of self-care that pays dividends.
Precisely. And let's not forget the physical health benefits. Good sleep is crucial for our immune system. Consistent rest helps our bodies fight off infections more effectively. It also plays a vital role in regulating hormones that control appetite, metabolism, and stress. Over the long term, this can contribute to weight management and reduce the risk of chronic diseases.
It's amazing how interconnected everything is. We start by wanting to sleep better and end up supporting our immune system and reducing our risk of serious health issues.
It really is a holistic approach. And when you experience these benefits, the sustained energy, the sharper mind, the improved mood, the better physical health, it creates a positive feedback loop. You feel better, so you're more motivated to stick to your routine. It becomes a lifestyle.
This is a fantastic point. It's easy to get discouraged if we don't see results immediately, but knowing that we're investing in our long-term well-being is a powerful motivator.
Absolutely. Think of it like building a strong foundation. Each night you prioritize your sleep, you're laying another brick. Over time, you build a solid structure that supports your entire life. The cumulative effect of consistent, quality sleep is transformative. It empowers you to live a more vibrant, productive, and fulfilling life.
It's inspiring to think about how much power we have in our own hands simply by prioritizing rest. We've learned so many practical strategies, and now we're seeing the incredible payoff.
That's the essence of it. We've armed you with the tools and understanding to create your personal bedtime blueprint. Now, the real reward is in consistently applying those tools and celebrating the profound, long-term benefits they bring. You're not just gaining a better night's sleep. You're investing in a healthier, happier, and more energized you for years to come.
So, to recap, the long-term benefits of a consistent bedtime blueprint are vast and impactful. We're talking about sustained energy, incredibly sharp cognitive function, a much more balanced and positive mood, and significant improvements to our overall physical health, including a stronger immune system and a reduced risk of chronic diseases.
Exactly. It's about waking up refreshed, not just surviving your day, but truly thriving. It's about having the mental clarity to pursue your goals and the emotional resilience to navigate life's ups and downs. It's about feeling genuinely good in your body and mind consistently.
This has been such a valuable journey, Alex. I feel so equipped to continue prioritizing sleep and reaping these incredible rewards.
And we're so glad you've been on this journey with us. We have one more episode where we'll wrap everything up and talk about making this blueprint truly last. Next episode, your blueprint for lasting sleep, a concluding journey to rest. Welcome back to the final episode of the Bedtime Blueprint.
Yes, Alex. It's been an incredible journey exploring all the ways we can improve our sleep. From creating the perfect sleep environment to finding peace in our evenings, we've covered so much ground.
Absolutely, Lisa. And in this final episode, we want to give you that ultimate, comprehensive blueprint for lasting sleep. We've talked about the science, the sanctuary, the digital detox, movement, mindfulness, reflection, gratitude, soothing rituals, and nourishing our bodies. Now, let's weave it all into a single, powerful strategy.
So, for our listeners who might be joining us for the first time, or perhaps need a refresher, could you briefly remind us of the core pillars we've built this blueprint upon?
Of course, think of your bedtime routine as a three-act play. each with its own crucial elements. Act 1 is all about preparing your environment. This involves making your bedroom a true haven for sleep. We discussed optimizing darkness. Blackout curtains are your friend. Controlling temperature so it's cool and comfortable, and minimizing noise. Remember, a dark, quiet, and cool room signals to your brain that it's time to rest.
That makes perfect sense. A good stage is set before the main performance. And what about Act 2?
Act 2 is all about transitioning your mind and body. This is where we actively shift gears from the busyness of the day to a state of relaxation. We explored the importance of a digital detox, putting away screens at least an hour before bed to reduce blue light exposure and mental stimulation. We also delved into gentle movement like stretching or yoga, which can release physical tension.
And I remember you emphasizing mindfulness, too. The deep breathing and meditation exercises we learned are so powerful for calming a racing mind. Even a few minutes can make a difference.
Exactly. And continuing with that inner calm, we talked about the power of reflection and gratitude. Journaling, even just jotting down a few things you're thankful for, can shift your perspective and reduce any lingering anxieties from the day. It's about consciously choosing a peaceful mindset.
It's like clearing the clutter from your mental workspace. And we can't forget the sensory aspects of Act 2, can we? The warm bath or shower. That ritual alone can be incredibly soothing, preparing your body for sleep.
Precisely. The warm water helps with muscle relaxation and can slightly lower your core body temperature afterward, which is conducive to sleep. And don't forget those sleep-promoting snacks and drinks we discussed. A small, light, and sleep-friendly option can be a nice way to signal the end of your eating day.
So, Act 1 is setting the scene, and Act 2 is the preparation and transition. What's the grand finale in Act 3?
Act 3 is solidifying your sleep ritual. This is where you bring all the elements together into your unique, personal bedtime blueprint. It's about consistency. Going to bed and waking up around the same time, even on weekends, helps regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle, often called your circadian rhythm. Think of it as setting your internal clock.
So, it's not just about what you do, but how consistently you do it. And you mentioned that this blueprint isn't a rigid set of rules, but rather a flexible framework?
That's the beauty of it. We've provided the tools and understanding, but you get to customize it. Your blueprint might include a 20-minute meditation, a quick journaling session, and a cup of herbal tea. Or it might be a 10-minute stretching routine followed by reading a physical book. The key is finding what works for you and making a habit. We also discussed troubleshooting common sleep obstacles, reminding listeners that it's okay if things aren't perfect every night. Some nights will be better than others.
And that brings us to the overall, long-term benefits we touched on in the last episode. When you prioritize this consistent, healthy bedtime blueprint, you're not just gaining better sleep on a given night. You're investing in your overall well-being.
Absolutely. Better sleep translates to more energy during the day, improved focus, enhanced mood, stronger immunity, and a greater sense of resilience. It's a ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life. Mastering your sleep is a journey of self-care and empowerment. It's about taking control of your nights to unlock the potential for your days.
It really is. It's about understanding that rest isn't a luxury. It's a fundamental physiological need that underpins everything else. Your bedtime blueprint is your personal roadmap to consistently meeting that need.
So, as we conclude this series, remember that this isn't an end point, but a new beginning. You have the knowledge and the tools to create lasting, restorative sleep. Keep experimenting, keep fine-tuning your blueprint, and be patient with yourself. The greatest rewards come from consistent effort.
It's been an absolute pleasure guiding you through each step of creating your bedtime blueprint. We hope you found immense value in these episodes and are excited to implement these practices.
Indeed, thank you for joining us on this journey. Embrace your blueprint, and may your nights be peaceful and your days be energized.
Thanks for listening to the series.